Okay, then we've got, so we needed to, for this amount of chicken, we need 1 medium-sized carrot. I've already chopped it. Okay, we can finish chopping this little bit, which I left on. Eat it. I know what you're about to do. One
chopped like this.
Yes, in small little pieces, as small as possible. One, how do you call this thing?
Celery.
Celery what?
Stick.
1 celery stick, okay, which also needs to be finished chopping, and that's going to be my assistant's job. Let's put that away. And then an onion. This was a fairly large onion.
So white onion?
It's golden or white, you know, both work.
Very mild.
Yeah, very mild, kind of sweet. Yeah. So I'm not using the red one. I'm using, generally speaking, when you want to cook meat, you want to use either the white or the gold. Okay, so or when you make stews or you know, those kind of things. Soups as well, they're perfect for soups. Okay, so, and oopsie, oh, there it is. Ah, there it is. And our little guy, our little clove of garlic, which needs obviously to be peeled. And then this is going to be at the end, always fresh herbs, you know, Italian cuisines. I've said it in the past, we love our fresh herbs. So don't buy dry parsley. There are certain herbs that we never use dried. One is parsley, the other one is basil. We don't use dried basil. It just is a big no-no. But we do use dried oregano, because actually you cannot use it fresh. It needs to be dried, no matter how you look at it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, there it is. Yes, well, you can't
also,
use, because it's like, it's almost like hairy, it's velvety.
Yeah.
You don't want to, it's not nice.
This is also usually the last step.
Correct.
Yes. It removes the flavor when you cook it.
Okay, exactly. It removes the flavor, and also you want to put it, you want to chop it right at the end, and put it right at the end when it's still kind of
just like you would with lemon. You use it as
right at the end. Yeah. Correct. Okay, so first step, we'll take our extra virgin olive oil, as always. Only oil that you'll find in my house. Not true. I also have organic. I saw you. I also have organic sunflower seed oil, but that's just for frying. But generally speaking, that's what I use. So we'll take our oil and we'll start with cooking the meat. So we'll put a little bit of oil, not a lot. Let me just get my measuring cup. Oopsie popsy. So that's 1/4 of a cup, which I don't know how many spoons that is. I don't know. Let me just find the spoon. But it's the bottom line, we're going to use like one tablespoon of oil. And the reason why I use only 1 tablespoon of oil, not more, which I usually use a lot of oil, but this time I didn't, is because we're going to start with the meat, and the meat is going to, you know, create its own fat. So I don't want to put too much. I don't want it to be too oily to start with. So here it is. We'll wait for the pot to get a little hotter.
What you put it on medium?
I'm putting it, you know what, because we have to kind of go a little speed up with the time, I'm putting it on high now so that it gets nice and hot. And then, but I don't want it to just, you know, burn my chicken. Yeah, so I'll wait for it to get a little warmer, and then I'll put it in, and then I'll cover it just so that it doesn't spray. But no. I don't want to actually cook it now soft. No, I just want to sear it and to make it a little golden. It has to be like golden and a little, I don't want to say crispy, because to crisp it up, it takes a long time. Just to sear it, okay, and then I will add the rest, the ingredients as we go. This is a fairly, I can see the oil is changing already. This is a fairly, very, very easy recipe you will find. It's a very easy recipe that unfortunately we're not going to be able to finish tonight with you, because it actually takes about 30 to 35 minutes of cooking your chicken. So you will be, you know, I don't want to keep you for 35 minutes while we wait for the chicken. But
I have a question in the chat.
Yes, here we are.
Does the pan need to be one that can be put into the oven?
No.
No? Okay.
Absolutely not. You can do a non-scratchy, yes. We're not going to put it in the oven. We're not. So here we go. I think that that's, yeah, you see, I don't want it too hot. So if you have pieces of chicken that I have the skin only on the one side, start with putting the skin down first, okay? Because it will create the fat. So we put these guys in. Make sure that the oil covers the whole pan. There we go. Okay. And then, there we go. So let's just leave it there on medium high on 6 out of 10 so that it gets a little crispy. And that's that. Okay, next. Let me see. Okay, while we wait for that, but I want to make sure that I don't burn it. I'm going to finish off chopping the rest of my vegetables. So we've got the celery. Again, make it as small as possible because it needs to cook kind of fast. And we don't want to have large pieces of vegetables. You know, they kind of have to, I don't want to say melt because they're not going to really melt, especially the carrot, but they have to kind of melt. So in a way, yes, you don't want to see the whole piece of vegetable. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Turn it now. There it is. You can come and see that it's getting a little more brown and a little more golden. I'm using a sticky pan, so it's probably going to stick a little bit. Okay, there it is. You can see it's getting a little more rosolato. That means a little more golden. Now we're back to finishing off our choppings. Again, you can see tiny little pieces of carrots, of the carrot, so that they cook fairly fast. And you don't, the reason why we do this is because you don't really want to taste the carrot. The carrot, the onion, and the celery have to be one flavor. Like it's the soffritto, correct? It's kind of the base of the soffritto.
Soffritto,
you know?
is what a lot of Italians use in Bologna. A pasta.
Yeah, the
ragu.
Yes.
It means like fried, no?
It's soffritto means kind of stir fried, almost like stir fried. Okay, but the soffritto needs a lot of cooking time. Yeah. A lot of cooking time. So here we go. We're gonna keep on turning our chicken and give it another little bit of, you know, making sure that it doesn't stick. I have the piece flying. There we go. Okay, we'll put a little bit of salt on top now while we got it. Sorry, let me grab my salt. Okay, I'll turn it 4 out of 10 now. Put a little bit of salt on the chicken. Okay, and now we can add the soffritto. Okay. So there are 2 ways of making it. You can either leave the chicken or you can remove it and make the soffritto separately. But tonight I'm going to do it with the chicken there and make sure that all the soffritto, all the pieces of vegetables touch the floor of the pan so that they get cooked properly. Okay, let me just do that. Let's start with the onion. Yes, peel the garlic. We start with the onion. Okay, we're adding the onion there. Let's mix it. I just added the onion. My first ingredient that I added was the onion, and let it just cook a little bit.
Make sure it touches the bottom of the pan. So
Yes,
cooks, right?
correct. Make sure it touches the bottom of the pan.
Did you add more oil or no?
You can add a little bit of more oil if you want, because in all honesty, this chicken didn't really create a lot of fat. Yeah. So I'm gonna add another tablespoon of oil.
It's healthy olive oil. Anyway.
It's very healthy. Very, very, you can't go wrong with extra virgin olive oil. And the ones of you who have been to Italy, you know that that's the case. So don't worry about using a little more. It's only good for you. I mean, I'm saying don't drink the whole bottle, obviously, but you can't go wrong with using extra virgin olive oil. Okay, I'm gonna go back to full of antioxidants. Okay, I'm going back to the 6 out of 10 in terms of
Medium high.
medium high. And let me,
Good one.
adesso lo mettiamo. Okay, wait a second, I need that. So I'm going to use this. I had one thing that you could tongue, but I don't know what it is. What is that? A tongue, not tongue. Sorry. I know what the other thing is. So what if you want to speed it up, you can also break the chicken. You can cut it. You can tear the chicken if you want to speed it up a little bit. So you can do that and open it up a little bit so that it cooks thoroughly, one side and the other side. Okay.
So you are okay. So
Yeah, I'm basically creating just one big, how do you call it? And two, and then you see, I'm just creating like a cut,
yeah.
a vertical cut, so that I know that it's going to cook properly, this chicken. There's not going to be any raw chicken,
Yeah.
which obviously you don't want to have. You don't want to have any raw chicken. That's one meat that everybody knows you must never eat raw.
Yeah.
So we'll just turn it. In the meantime, the onion is still cooking nicely and it's turning golden as well. There it is. This procedure, I could have done it outside before putting the chicken in, but it's fine to do it now as well. It doesn't really. Exactly. So in a way, it's actually good that I did it now, but I could have done it earlier on. You can even bang it. Use the you know, the what's it called. Okay, so now we add the rest of the ingredients.
This is the carrots, finely chopped carrots and celery, the base of the Francesca.
Yes,
I'm
go.
gonna
You put it in.
put it not on top of the chicken, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think that you can kind of choose.
There we go.
Okay, so now you see it's getting drier and drier. So the time to add this, the wine is coming up, because you know, otherwise it's going to dry out and the vegetables are going to start sticking to the pot, to the pan. Correct. So what we're going to do, we are going to now add this and that. There it is. The last two ingredients that we're going to add is going to be the clove of garlic and your lovely fresh rosemary. And then I believe this is 1.7 ounces. Is that correct? Okay, so this is your 1.7 ounces of red wine that we add.
You use white wine?
In this case, red is best. With red sauce, it's better to use red wine, generally speaking. Red meat and red sauce, generally you want to use red wine. Okay, so now we put it on 4 out of 10. We give it another little, you know, stir, making sure that everything is kind of cooking. And then we let it cook for another, let's say 7 minutes, okay, on medium to low heat. We let it cook and we prepare the tomato, which I have a big can here. So diced tomatoes. So you will need, for 4 people, you need a half of this. I only found this one available, so I got the full can, but we're going to take only a half of it. Oh, that's that. That should be it.
So how many? That is.
It's
That would be
14 ounces.
14 ounces.
Okay, there it is. It's diced, so you don't need to do anything to it. I will put, just because we like spices, well, we like some heat. I'll put a little bit of chilies with extra virgin olive oil. This was fresh chilies from a plant that I tried to put into my garden, and unfortunately it didn't survive, but I managed to get the chilies and freeze them. So what I do, I just collect them whole, I wash them, put them in a little Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer, and I take out one at a time, still frozen, chop it, and it's good as gold.
You can even freeze the oil if you want.
Yeah, you could actually. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Ice tray.
Correct. Very well. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely, you can do that. You never do that because it kind of goes very fast in this house. So that's that. So we'll put that. And we're still busy with that one.
How
We'll
long
wait.
will this take?
Well, we wait for the wine to basically gets absorbed. Okay, so you can see still liquidy. So we wait for the wine to get absorbed, fully absorbed.
At this point, the garlic has already been added.
Yes, yes, there's the garlic right there.
There's one clove of
One
garlic
clove of garlic.
that was added with the rosemary.
And the reason why we did that, we didn't chop it. The reason why we didn't chop it is because sometimes you don't wanna eat the garlic. You know, a lot of recipes, they just put the garlic whole and then they remove it just before serving the food. So if you prefer not to have garlic breath, you remove it and you don't eat it, but it just gives it lovely flavor
And
as garlic usually does.
do we have any more questions since we have a little bit of a wait now?
Yes. Do we have any question? Do you want to go and check?
Yeah, I can. Well, I'll let them type first.
But maybe they
I
are.
already checked.
Okay. You see, she's one
I'm
step ahead.
There.
She's one step ahead. Okay. I've got also black pepper if you want to use it. So we don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. The only next things that we're going to use are basically these two ingredients, and it's the end of the recipe. I mean, it's the easiest and quickest recipe you can make.
Well, easy, yes, but it takes a long time.
But it takes a long time to cook. So, but I mean, once it's on, on the stove, you got nothing to do. I mean, you just make sure that it doesn't burn. Otherwise, it's incredibly easy, and you can keep it in the fridge for a couple of days, and you can eat it with rice. You can eat it with polenta, which is my absolute favorite. Yes. Oh my God, with soft polenta. There it is. There's the glass of wine with soft polenta, which we didn't make tonight. Polenta is more like a wintry.
Yeah,
it's
quite heavy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's heavy, but it has
fills your tummy.
Yeah, so does the rice.
Sure.
But the polenta has this like reputation for being like a winter dish. So instead of polenta, I just made rice, plain white rice. There it is, which is going to be served with my chicken. And the other thing that I've done, because Lucia is vegetarian, I made something for her. Oops, I don't want to touch something that is going to be. There it is. It's crispy broccoli, which I have it is. There it is. You can see they are. I steam them, not too soft, and then I mash them with a glass, and then I put a little bit of olive oil, like with a cup, like this. Mash them like that. And then, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, why would I mash them with a glass?
She's trying to kill me.
Yeah, and then I put a little bit of olive oil with a little bit of chili on top with the brush, and I sprinkled mature cheddar because it's her favorite cheese. So I did that after Parmigiano, but that works better. And so they're nice and crispy, and that's what she's gonna eat instead of the chicken. So now what we can do while we wait, and again, we've got to keep an eye on that. It's on 4. Yes, it's on 4 and it's still going. I'm turning it, and I can see it's cooking nicely. The chicken, it's cooking, you can see that it's definitely cooking nicely. It's getting like some redness from the wine. You can see it. So we keep on. We leave it there for another 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add the. Yes.
So you never want to sear the chicken, is that correct?
Well, we did sear it.
Okay, but I mean, like a deep sear.
No, because it needs to cook.
You don't want to overcook it.
No, because it needs to cook with all the rest of the ingredients. That's how it gets otherwise you cook it separately, and it's a different dish. So it needs to cook with the ingredients to absorb the flavor from the ingredients. So now we're gonna just do this while we just take I would just take just the leaves off.
The leaves.
And then we'll chop it just before we do it, which obviously, it's not gonna, fortunately, not gonna see it, but I will, because I repeat, we have to cook that for about 30 minutes. So depending on how much chicken you put in your pot or in your pan.
Personal preference.
No, the chicken has to
cook
you meant thoroughly. No, I'm talking about how long it has to cook for. So those pieces, I would say that they're probably going to be ready in 30 minutes because there's more.
30?
Yes,
Wow.
that's not a lot.
No?
No, it has to be minimum 30 minutes.
Minimum?
Yes, and then you'll see that the meat starts falling off the bone.
Yeah.
So that's the best part. When the meat becomes so soft, it actually
Yeah.
falls off the bone. So this is generally a dish that doesn't work well with chicken breast. I didn't mention it on the
Sorry if you have
thingy.
chicken breast.
Sorry if you bought chicken breast. I did say pieces with skin. I don't know if I said skin, but yes, it works better
Oh.
with the skin.
Does the chicken breast fall apart?
Because the chicken breast is just, I don't know, it just gets, when you start cooking it in red sauce, the chicken breast kind of gets hard, you know. So don't use chicken breast. Use the red meat, and that's gonna kind of, the more you cook it, the more it gets soft.
So we will send out a picture of the finished dish
Correct.
to everyone.
So that's what we're gonna do.
We're not gonna keep everyone waiting for half
Yeah,
an
so I'm
hour.
not gonna keep on talking for half an
Yeah.
hour. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely avoid doing that for you. We're almost ready for that. And so what we're gonna do, please do send the pictures of your final product.
We love to see it.
We
every
love to
time.
receive those pictures. What is it? Why are you pointing there?
Oh no, I just need the remote.
Ah, the remote. Okay, we're putting some music.
This is a
Tonight we
family-
didn't put
it's a
music on.
family event.
It's a family affair.
Yeah.
So let's just one more look at this beautiful chicken. There we go. Oh, it's good, looking great. And the chicken, I'm glad that I cut it because it's definitely gonna go faster. As you can see, the onion and the celery
really
have
quite a-
basically kind of melted. The only one
Made
that
a bit of a like a sauce, like a nice.
completely, yes, there's
Yeah.
like almost like a juicy sauce, you know.
What would the French call that?
I wouldn't have no idea what the French would call that. Sauce? How do they say?
sauce.
La so, la, la,
No, I know the
crème?
name.
I have no idea what they call it. But I think that it's time now, before it dries out too much, to add the red sauce. Or the
The
red tomato,
tomato.
the tomato. Yes, that's not a red sauce, it's a tomato.
Do you
Go.
wanna miss-
Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, well, let's just mix it just in
Yeah,
case.
Someone's gonna get a.
Yes, okay. And that's that. So we kept it cooking for about 10 minutes after we put all the ingredients.
Yeah.
And then we put
Yeah.
the
So to recap the whole
yes,
process.
recap. Let's see if you
So
remember
let's
correctly.
See if I remember. So we
Yes.
started, we put about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil.
Yes.
Then we seared the chicken.
Just the chicken pieces.
For maybe 3 minutes on each side.
Even 5, yes.
3 to 5 minutes on each side.
Yes, until they became kind of golden.
Until they became golden.
Yes.
And then we added the onions. And when it dried a little, we added a little bit more olive oil.
Yes.
So we waited about, I'd say, 5 minutes after, and then added the finely chopped celery and carrots. And then that cooks for about 10 minutes.
What heat do you have? Right
Okay, I've got it on low, medium low.
Yeah.
Medium low, and I'm gonna leave it to this
Simmer.
to simmer for the next, I repeat, 30 minutes. So I'm putting my timer on, and I'll make it, you know what, I'll make it 25 minutes start, and then I'll check if it needs to be cooking another 5. But I'll
So-
make it 25 minutes, and then I'm gonna check. But I'll check now and again, every 5 minutes, to make sure that it's not drying out too much, because we don't want it to dry. That would be a disaster.
So we added the, so after we added the carrots. Oh,
Oh gosh, well, there it is.
after we added the carrots and celery, we
That's too
waited
loud.
a bit, then added some fresh rosemary and a clove of
Here,
garlic.
wait.
We added some
Okay,
fresh.
now repeat.
So to recapitulate, I think that's the word. We then, after adding the onions, we waited about 5 minutes, added the carrots, celery, waited another 5 minutes, and then added clove of garlic, fresh rosemary, and again, 10 minutes
Yes,
later,
about 10 minutes.
we added fresh or the tomato.
No, you're incorrect.
What
You
did we
forgot
The wine.
Yes, that's
How?
a very, very important part.
We deglazed, that's the
Yes.
word. We deglazed the pot by adding some wine. And finally, after a bit, we added the tomato sauce, and now it's simmering for 23 minutes, but it's simmering for half an hour.
Yes.
And then finally, you're not going to be able to see this stage, unfortunately.
Yes, we
But when it's
sprinkle-
done, we're going to put the rice at the bottom of the plate, add some chicken alla cacciatora on top, and then sprinkle some finely chopped parsley.
I'll chop it now, just so that,
Yeah.
you know.
And then you're going to get a nice picture of this.
Yes, we'll post the picture
Mhm.
of the final product. Unlike all those television programs where they've got it already made, we're
Yeah.
not that well organized. So we postponed the whole.
Yeah. You don't
the
feel
whole-
like eating chicken 3
No,
days
I
in a
don't wanna
row.
eat chicken 3 days in a row. So that's
That's
the story.
why.
So already last time when I made the caponata, I had it for dinner like a couple of nights before,
Yeah.
and we ate caponata for a week. So I don't
But
want to do that.
we never complain when it's tiramisu, though.
No, we never complain.
Having some extra in your fridge is nice.
Yes. Tiramisu, I also made it for that evening, and it just went. There was none left
No.
actually. So that's one thing that never stays in the fridge.
And we
So-
have a video of that posted to your YouTube.